I hope this is not going to mess up with the Zoom. Okay, so now obviously you can see that it's recording me there, right? And it's transcribing what I'm recording. So I'm going to pause that because I obviously don't want it to capture what now. But yeah, now we're going to ask it. We're going to ask it to create a script for us. Hi, Claude. How are you doing today? What I want you to do is I want you to analyze this product. I want you to research it as well on the internet, and I want you to help me figure out the best possible pain points to be able to sell this product. I want you to give me the top 5 pain points that would get a customer to purchase this product. And I also want you to look at reviews and things that you can find about this product that can help me to better create scripts and better identify potential selling points for the product. And once you've done that, I want you to generate me 3 scripts that are going to be for voiceovers selling this product. All right, so yeah. Cool. So you see it transcribed everything for you. You just press send. Obviously, you look there for some mistakes, but this stuff is really smart. So it will be able to fix some of the small mistakes that you make, right? So yeah, you can see as it's doing your research now, right? It's going through. So instead of you going through all of these and whatever the case may be, it's doing all of that for you. It's doing your research, you know? Um, okay. I've done a thorough research part on this product. Here's a full breakdown for you, right? There it gives you the product analysis, top 5 pain points like we asked it to do, and so on and so forth. And all this type of information is really important because, again, it helps you to understand your customer avatar a lot better, right? And just also helps you understand what you're selling a lot better as well, you know? So it gives you the product analysis. We're not going to read through all of that. Gives you the pain points, and then it gave you the script that you asked for, right? Script number 1, the lifesaver, emotional, relatable, tone, warm, conversational, great for social media or YouTube pre-roll. You know that moment your GPS is rerouting, your WhatsApp is blowing up, and your phone hits 3%. Now what? Automatically, do you see what it did there? It automatically raised the problem that somebody would have. So that's going to be a scroll stopper right there. That's what your ad you want your ad to be, right? So now we're going to speak about the anatomy of a good ad. We're going to get into that now, leading up to this, right? You want your ad obviously to be scroll stopping, right? I'm sure many of you guys know, probably some of you guys are guilty of this. You would maybe just take a random picture of whatever you're selling, whatever, and post it on Instagram or WhatsApp and hope to get sales and think that that's marketing or whatever. It's really not because would you buy from you if you did that? Let's be honest, you know? So that's why it's important to understand the anatomy of a good ad, which is what we're speaking about right now. And as you can see, the first line already, it targets what people go through using this thing, right? Your GPS is rerouting, your WhatsApp is blowing up, and your phone hits 3%. Right now, it's saying GPS rerouting, which means obviously you're going somewhere, you're headed somewhere. You don't want to be going anywhere with a dead phone. Your WhatsApp is blowing up. You want to communicate with people. We're humans, we're communicative creatures. Now your phone is on 3%. These 2 things that you really want to do, you can't do now. And now you're on the road, you don't have a power bank, right? Now, what? The Wings Goes simple power bank has your back. 10,000 milliamp hours, whatever, to fully charge your phone twice, 3 devices at once. Again, now we have amazing selling points, right? In all honesty, I personally would have removed this part that says 10,000 milliamps of power um, and just gone straight to enough to fully charge your phone twice and 3 devices at once. Those are going to be the main selling points of this because nobody knows or even cares about what 10,000 milliamp hours of power really is. I mean, those of us, we see it, we know that obviously 10,000 milliamps is more powerful than 5,000 milliamps, but nobody knows that, if we're really being honest, which is why, like I said, it's important to know and understand who you're selling to, because realistically, if I were to sell to you guys, all 76 of you right here in the chat, and I told you this power bank has 10,000 milliamps of power, you're going to be like, okay. But if I were to tell you this power bank can fully charge your phone twice, and you can charge 3 devices at the same time. So that means you can charge your laptop, you can charge your phone, and your AirPods at the same time, right? That's a lot more impressive. Yo, I'm getting sick, I think. Yeah, that's a lot more impressive, right? Yeah, so That's where now, you kind of need to, like I said, understand your target market. And the only way you can really understand your target market, like I said, is through this research that Claude is going to do for you. But essentially, initially first, is through all the research that you're going to do through TikTok when you're going through the comments and so on and so forth. Yes, it's a bit time consuming to an extent, but like I said, we want to limit the amount of mistakes that we make because we already don't know what we don't know, right? So, script number two, the family fix. Practical, value focused, upbeat, direct, great for radio or podcast, as whatever, right? One charger, three devices, zero arguments. Again, scroll stopper. If you hear this and you hear one charger, three devices, zero arguments, okay? One charger, three devices. That's cool. Let me watch the rest of this thing. Whether it's your phone, your kid's tablet, or your earbuds, the Wings Go Simple 10,000 milliamp power bank, again, I would remove this. Handles them all simultaneously. It's lightweight because either way, again, this 10,000 milliamp power bank information is going to be on the website anyway, because that is the type of power bank it is. So you don't necessarily need to mention it in your ad, right? The things that you want to mention in your ad and your scripts are things that people care about, things that the next person, it makes a difference to the next person's life. Like I said again, here again, it handles some, yeah, sorry. Whether it's your phone, your kids' tablets, or your earbuds, the Wings Go handles them all simultaneously. Again, a very good selling point because I can charge all of these things at the same time. That's pretty cool. It's lightweight, it fits in your pocket, and it tells you exactly how much power is left with its built-in LED display. Again, another really good selling point or value proposition because a lot of people, with power banks that don't tell the percentages, they don't know when it's dead or it's about to die. So you can plan to charge your stuff, right? So on and so forth, charge more, grab yours and take it out today, whatever the case may be. On to the next, the traveler. Energetic, confident, what, meetings, flights, road trips, adventures. Again, nice scroll stopping thing because now it's speaking about activities that you would likely do, you know? Your life doesn't stop and neither should your phone. Perfect for me, out of all these three lines, this is the best one. It's between this one and this first one, right? It's a really good one. The Wingsco Simple Power Bank is built for people who are always on the move. Again, very good introduction. Again, I'll remove this. Fast charging, airline approved, and small enough. You see, at least another thing that I actually wanted to reiterate. In this specific script, right, it's targeting directly people who love to travel, which again, it's important to understand your customer avatar because realistically, people who have or who want to buy power banks are people who are usually on the move. Nobody who stays at home most of the time will want to have a power bank or would see the importance or the urgency of getting a power bank versus somebody who takes the hard train to work and has been in a situation where their phone is dying and when they get off the train, they won't be able to request, you know? So that's who you want to sell to. You want to sell to problem aware people because it's a lot easier to get them to convert, right? Especially as a beginner when you don't know too much about marketing and so on and so forth. You always want to target problem aware people, which means people who know that they have a problem and are actively looking for the solution to their problem, right? And in this instance, the people who actually have a problem is people who travel a lot, whether it's airlines or bus or whatever the case may be, but they know that a huge issue is charging their phones, right? Whatever the case may be. Um, so yeah, quick tips for your scripts. Even give you some additional stuff, for marketing and ideas and stuff. Essay load shedding angle is golden. Obviously, this is not current, because I don't think we're getting load shedding right now, but still a very scary thing because there's still a possibility of it happening again. The I bought 10 praise angle from stuff is a brilliant social proof hook you could reference and add copy. 200 price points is a massive competitive advantage, leaning to the price of a takeaway meal comparisons, right? Awesome stuff. Another quick tip, very good example, right? This product is 179 bucks on Takealot, but with great marketing, with proper professional looking marketing and positioning of your business, you can easily sell this product for 800 Rand, right? And you're thinking to yourself, that you'll come here, you'll see that no, but they Takealot sells this product. why would anybody buy this thing if Takealot sells this product? Remember that you're advertising on Meta or on TikTok, right? So that means that the people that are going to be seeing your stuff aren't actively on Takealot to see it and make the comparison. Especially if you've positioned your business to look trustworthy enough, people won't even need to go and look for the product on Takealot or compare the product because your business looks trustworthy enough to sell this product. You look like an authority in this, industry or niche or whatever. Sorry. Ooh, or whatever field you're in, right? So again, something like this, if I was selling this product myself, I would actually test this and maybe sell it for like a 800 bucks. But what I would do is maybe something like a buy one, get one free, and then sell it for 1,000 bucks instead, right? And then maybe you have the value proposition of, you can buy it and gift it to someone. And the reason why I would do a buy one, get one free here, for example, is because um like I said, the gifting angle and so on and so forth. But obviously, it's a lot easier to get somebody that you've already convinced to buy from you the first time. It's a lot easier to get them to spend more, right? Than it is to acquire a new customer. So let's say customer A comes into your shop or into your website and decides to make a purchase and they decide to make a purchase of 800 Rand, they just buy one, that's it, and that's that, right? That's good. Or let's rather just say 700 Rand. We're selling this product for 700 Rand. That means that I'm gonna have to go buy this thing for 179 and Takealot, right? Let's assume that we're not gonna deliver it straight to the customer because you can do that with Takealot. But I don't like doing that because obviously now the customer is gonna see that this thing is from Takealot and now it's like, you want to give the customer a good experience, so have your own packaging, your own shipping and stuff like that. And then um sorry, something just took my turn. Yeah. You have it for 700 bucks, for example, right? And then you have your buy one, get one free, and you sell that for 1,000 bucks, right? The benefit in that is that you're going for the same person that could have paid 700 bucks, now they're paying 1,000 Rand, right? Although the profit margin on that, you could be making just an extra 50 or 100 Rand from that. But in the long run, that makes a huge difference because 100 bucks extra on a product on one sale doesn't seem much, right? Or even 50 bucks extra doesn't seem much. But now when you get to 100 orders, and now it's 100 orders times that 50 Rand extra that you saved, that's 5,000 Rand. You get it. So, you know, I'm just reading the chat that was mentioned. Yeah, what I'm getting from this, people only care about the convenience. Telling them about the specs of the product is useless, whereas telling them about how the product will make their life easier, make them feel is the kicker. Yes, exactly. So targeting emotion is the goal. Look at Apple. Apple, yeah, they have like in their ads and things like that, you'll never see them talking about the specs because they already know that the people who care about the specs will go on YouTube or whatever and watch the creators who speak about the specs. So Apple doesn't need to do that. But Apple will give you an ad that looks like lifestyle. Have you guys ever seen Apple ads? You won't see them a lot, but go out there and like search Apple ads like on YouTube or whatever the case may be. You'll see the ads are most of things that are going to show you that, with this new phone, with this new camera, whatever, you can now take these type of pictures from this angle. It looks this much better. Things that people use every day. They're not going to tell you that this is a 24 megapixel OLED camera, whatever, 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 because you don't know what it is and you don't care. You just want to know, does this thing take better pictures than my old phone? Does this thing take better pictures than anybody else's phone that I have around me? Will this thing lift my status? Or whatever the case may be. Humans are selfish. We only care about what this thing can do for us. So when you're marketing, think about that a lot. Understand that to the T. And if you can understand the emotional triggers that you can have for each and every single prospect or potential prospect, you're already ahead of most of the advertisers that advertise online, right? Because a lot of people do advertise online, but I think a good 70% of them don't really know what they're doing. And on top of that, if a good 70, 60% of people don't really know what they're doing, they're just putting out ads and they're still making some sort of money, how much more you who now are learning the importance of understanding your customer avatar and communicating to the customer, you know? What is your profit margins Usually you start is 40% good. In all honesty, 40% is really good for e-commerce. It's really good. On average, my profit margins usually sit from 25 to 35% most of the time, right? But again, for me, that's good, bro. If I'm making 25% of 100,000 in a month, that's 25,000 rand. That's a management salary. It's a manager salary. So yeah, I see I have ZA dropshipping and remote. I've tried them, but feel like they're a bit expensive. I've tried ZA dropshipping, and actually, I'm very angry at them because till this day, actually, I tried to end the subscription some time ago, but they still keep billing me. I even had to, I don't know, cancel the card or whatever the case may be. But I remember, I think 2 months ago, I saw a billing from them, and it had happened, and I tried, and they're not helping. It was useless. I paid for it. That's why at the beginning of this call, I spoke about like all these tools and platforms that you can use. Some of them are really useful. I won't lie to you. Some of them are really cool, but yeah, ow, guys, you guys are now asking questions. Wait until the end. Wait until the end. Now I'm losing my train of thought. Right? So, yes, okay. Oh, you see, now I don't even know where we were at, but it's fine. Claude, yes, Claude, you have your scripts, right? Once you have your scripts, you have two options, right? Either you can read out the script yourself, record it yourself, or ask somebody to do so. And I don't want to mute the comment section because they could be, what if like the mic is not working or something's going wrong? I need you guys to still communicate. So I'm not gonna mute the comment section, but please just, like let's save the questions for the end, please. But feel free to comment still, like if you want to make a specific comment about something but in terms of questions, let's wait until the very end. No? Okay, so for example, in this case, let's take this script. If maybe you don't have someone or your accent is very, very thick, you're a boer, or you're black and your accent is very black, then what you're gonna want to do is go. I hope nobody got offended by that, by the way. That's just the reality of life. And right now, you want to put yourself ahead, right? You and these small things matter. May not matter to you, but it matters to the market. So you're gonna go to 11 labs, and on 11 labs, what you do is my thing is my stuff is already set up now, but I don't want to open my stuff. But it's fine. Let's just do that for the sake of time. I know it's not there. For the sake of time. Okay, but now I don't know which tabs are open yet. Okay, I was sending you guys the messages earlier on, so that's fine. Okay, 11 labs, here we have it. Let's just wait for that to load. So basically what we're gonna do, what we're gonna use 11 labs for, rather, is the voiceovers, right? This is currently the best voice generator in the world, right? So currently, I already have my lady here. That sounds very, very cool. We've entered the script that we made, right? Now we're gonna go generate speech. And guys, don't worry, 11, I think I have the paid one though, because the volume of stuff that I have to do. Your GPS is rerouting. Your WhatsApp is blowing up and your phone hits 3%. Okay, I'm gonna replay the voiceover now. You guys can just tell me whether you can hear it or not, all right? You know that moment. Your GPS is rerouting. Your WhatsApp is blowing up and your phone hits 3%. Now what? The Wings Go Simple Power Bank has your back. 10,000 milliamp hours of power, enough to fully charge your phone twice. 3 devices at once. An LED display so you always know what's left. Compact enough to toss in your bag, approved for flights and priced so low, you'll wonder why you waited. Don't get caught dead. Get the Winks Go Simple. Available now on Takealot. Awesome. Did you guys hear that? Just say thumbs up in the chat if you guys heard it. Yeah. Can you guys hear how realistic that kind of sounds? Yes, it's not perfect, but it's a South African, accent, South African voice, all of that. When I discovered this, I won't lie, guys. I went crazy. Yeah, this is the free version. Right? You can play around with the things here, obviously, according to what you like, but you can see them here, you can play around with the everything. We're not going to do that right now just for the sake of time. But I just wanted you guys to hear the fact that like, this tool has um um a lot of options in terms of voice and whatnot, right? This is the voice that I use. It's a South African. It was based off of a South African lady. That's the person who trained the specific voice for the AI, right? So I wasn't happy with that first take. So what we can do is regenerate speech again, right? So what it's going to do this time is um it's going to give me a
You know
different
that
feel.
moment.
You
Your
hear that?
Jeep,
Sorry. I don't know if you guys remember how it sounded the first time, but you'll hear um uh, uh um how it sounds right now, right? So you see, you said it's slow. We can make it a bit faster. Let's try that. Let's just speed it up a bit. Stability, let's maybe say 40%. Similarity, let's maybe say 40%. Style exaggeration, 24%. Okay, let's just hear what we did, what it generated first, right? And then, okay, let me try put the mic closer so that maybe you guys can hear better.
you know that moment. Your GPS is rerouting. Your WhatsApp is blowing up and your phone hits 3%. Now what? The winks go. Simple Power Bank has your back. 10,000 milliamp hours of power, enough to fully charge your phone twice. Three devices at once. An LED display so you always know what's left. Compact enough to toss in your bag, approved for flights and priced so low you'll wonder why you waited. Don't get caught dead. Get the Wings Go Simple. Available now on Take a Lot.
Right. You guys hear that? It's a very relatable voice and it increases trust by a lot. I've had instances where people comment on my ads when I used to use like American voices or British. There was a time because I couldn't find, this was like last year, right? Just to show you how fast AI moves. Around last year, I couldn't find a South African voice or anything. I tried myself to train 11 Labs to match my voice. It was struggling at the time. So I'd use Australian voices or British, because those are the two closest accents that we have to SA, right? And, the performance for me really increased when I started using like very relatable, voices and stuff like this one, right? So obviously, once you have that, you're going to download the voiceover. All right, you're gonna have it on your computer, whatever the case may be. And obviously you would have had your few pieces of content, right? For the sake of time, I don't know. Okay, no, we're just gonna run over it just so I can show you guys. So accent, yeah. Well, in terms of the voiceover, guys, it really comes down, like I said, you have two options. You really can record it yourself, like, on your phone, on CapCut or TikTok. By the way, guys, if you don't have CapCut, you can edit the videos on TikTok. You just download the content, you go on TikTok, you just press the posting thing, you arrange the videos, you add your voice over if you want to record it yourself, or if you want to download it from 11 Labs like we just did. It's completely up to you. I was just showing you guys the options that we have, right? So obviously, once you have all of that, you mash them together and then you have your ad created, right? Obviously, add some captions. And then what I'd like to do also is I'll come back here because you'll see, well, we're not going to get into that today because that's not part of the workshop, right? Because this is not like a fully on ads, meta ads manager workshop, right? Although I am going to touch into the simplicities of how to get you started there. But that meta ads and the setup and all of that is a whole completely different ball game in its own. We won't have the time to cover it, all here. But like I said again, the point of this workshop is to get you the info that you need to get started, right? So and honestly, the info that you're going to get from this to get started, honestly, if you go and you put in the action, if you go and put in the work, I kid you not, within your first week, possibly you could already start making good money. But take your time to learn first, though, and use the materials that I'm going to give you, rewatch this stuff, Go out there on YouTube, and trust me, you should be getting your first sales if you're at least trying, you know. But yeah, what I like to do to just prepare um for the ads copy, what I'll just say is that great, make me 3 Facebook ads copy for these ads. So what this is Facebook ads copy. You see when you see an ad on Instagram, whatever, and the caption, basically the caption, yeah, let me not use crazy terminology. Basically the caption. That's basically what it is, right? In my captions, I don't like to have this thing of where I'm gonna put the price of the product or whatever. I like to tell a story, right, in the captions of my product as if it were a post. Because when you're running ads, Facebook, the whole point is to keep people on the platform, right? So essentially what it is that you are paying Facebook, right, to show your content in front of as many people as possible. But Facebook will reward you with sales if your content is good. Because what does that mean? If your content is good, it means that it's keeping people on the platform. The longer people spend on the platform per session, the better it is for you and the better it is for Facebook because they want people to stay on the platform and your content is helping them stay on the platform. Your content is trustworthy, your content is so on and so forth. So they want to work with you, right? Facebook is an auction-based system. What that means is that if there is 10 of us, right, selling the same product, same country, whatever the case may be, right? It's going out of the 10 of us now, even if all of you guys, 9 of you, are spending 10,000 Rand on ads per day, right? And I'm spending only 2,500 Rand on ads per day, for example. But if your content is garbage, the ads you put out, even if you're putting out 10 ads, if they're garbage, and I'm only putting out maybe 5 ads, but they're really contextual, they speak directly to the target market, and they bring up all the emotional pain points and the solution to it with a good offer and call to action, Facebook will give me more value for the money as opposed to all the other 9 people who are spending more, you know? So that's why I spend so much time on like telling you guys about the importance of, content and, ads and so on and so forth is because you get rewarded, right? In cheaper advertising costs, the better your content is. And when I mean better content, I don't mean it needs to look like you went to a Marvel Studios and you did a whole lot of crazy stuff. No. A really good ad or video or piece of content is that it gets the message across in the best possible way for whoever it's for to understand it in the best possible way, right? That's really all good content is. I've seen a lot of content that took a lot of production costs, right? A lot of these agencies, they'll charge a client 50,000 Rand for content and so on and so forth. And it comes back, it doesn't even perform well, right? Not because the production value is not there, but because the communication value was not really there. So Facebook saw this, people didn't interact with your stuff, they didn't interact with your content, they didn't like, comment, whatever. They just saw, even if they watched a lot of the video, but they just scrolled past, your ad will rank less and less and less, and it's going to die completely at some point, right? So, in terms of that, that's basically what you're going to be getting here. So you're basically going to be getting the captions for these ads, right? And what I'd like to do, like I said, is instead of, your generic um normal captions or whatever, I like to tell some sort of a story. So almost like some sort of, depending on what the ad is, actually, it could be, if it's a testimonial ad, for example, I'll tell the story of that testimonial ad deeper within the caption. Because what that does is, even if the person watches the video or even if they don't watch the video, chances are, if the caption entices them, they'll open the thing and they'll actually read the caption. What happens is the video is still playing in the background. That increases your watch time, and what that tells Meta is that, okay, people actually want to see this content. And then what happens is that they push out your ad to more audiences, right? Remember, although you're already paying for this, they won't push out your ad as much if the audience that's getting it is not reacting to it in a positive manner, right? In the first place. So yeah, you get this. I'm not going to generate it now because I won't be able to show you guys, where you're going to put that information. So just for the sake of that, I'm not going to waste your time on that.